Why planning a trip to Japan is so different? I asked myself the same question before my first trip. The Shinkansen, also known as the bullet train, is one of the most efficient ways to travel throughout Japan, and in many cases it would have a very big impact on how you plan your trip to Japan.
A quick example is the trip between Tokyo to Osaka. By a car it's around 7 hours drive, taking a flight is around 4 to 5 hours, but taking the Shinkansen it's less than 4 hours and you don't need to go through security or check your bags.
Okaeri Nasai minasan. My name is Roy and I traveled to Japan a couple of times. My experience was just amazing. I traveled from Tokyo to the most south islands in Okinawa. And today I would like to help you understand and get the right mindset on why is it so different to travel in Japan and how to get the most perfect, amazing, tailor-made trip for yourself. So, as we talked about, the Shinkansen would have the biggest impact on your trip, but the second one would be the season peaks during the Sakura, also known as the cherry blossom, and in the autumn when the maple leaves turn red and Japan is so vibrant. Starting from hotels to restaurant and attraction, many places are fully booked at least a month ahead. That's why people pre-book everything. So if you want to make sure you don't want to miss anything on your list, and probably like me, you have a big and long and amazing list, you want to pre-book everything because if not, there is a big chance you might miss it. Now let's talk a little bit about the Japanese mentality. Everything in Japan is accurate and happens for a reason. Even the train, you will know exactly when it's gonna come. It usually never late, and when it stops you know where the train gonna stop, so you already have the floor marked and you will know exactly where the train gonna stop and when the door is gonna open. Now just like the train, you have a very accurate delivery system for your luggage. What does that mean? It means that when you go from Tokyo to Osaka and you want to stop in the middle, let's say for example Hakone, you can just send your luggage from Tokyo to Osaka while taking only a backpack or a carry-on to Hakone. This means the world for you. You can get to Hakone and from Hakone to Osaka without even thinking about your luggage. Your luggage will already wait on your hotel in Osaka. That's why people are not afraid to take a very short stop in many destinations. To top that off, you have the uniqueness of every place in Japan. For example, let's take Tokyo. In Tokyo you will feel like you traveled through time, like 50 years at least. It's so amazing and it's so different like no place else. On the other hand, if you go to the countryside, you would see places like Takayama and Shirakawa-go. Those places feel like a scene from a movie. You might even feel like a samurai yourself. Let's talk a little bit about prices. Flying to Japan and taking the Shinkansen usually takes a big chunk of money out of your expenses. That's why when people travel in Japan, they try to see as much as they can because they already bought the JR Pass, which we'll talk in another video, and they know they paid a lot of money for the flying ticket. That's why they try to make the trip as long as they can and to see as much as they can. And when your trip is taking somewhere between 2 weeks and a month, you have so much to cover because every city is different and every place is different and you just overflow with information. To sum it up, all the trips to Japan are usually very long, has a lot of stops and overflowing with information. Now I know, I've been there, it can be very frustrating at times, but don't worry, I'm here and I will help you planning your trip. So stay tuned and matane! If you have more questions about your trip in Japan, share them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you want to hear more about planning a trip to Japan, please like, share and subscribe.